Tonight it's going to be Amber Wood Noir from the house of Ajmal. This one seems to be a little bit under the radar. I do not hear it talked about very often, and what a shame, because this is an absolute powerhouse for fall and winter. I can't wait to get started on this one, guys. Stick around, check out this review. Hey everybody, welcome back to Real Scent Review. So tonight I'm going to be sharing this absolute gem, no pun intended, Ajmal Amber Wood Noir. Like I said in the introduction, this one is really slept on. This is not talked about very much at all, and it's a shame because this is a really freaking good fragrance. Starting off with the box here. On the front we can see Amber Wood Noir, the company name, the volume down below. On the back it's the ingredient list. And the box itself has sort of a diamond pattern here, and it's made to feel almost like a rubberized cardboard. It's not quite rubberized, it's just a very, very smoothed out cardboard with a black kind of matte finish, let's say. Very nice box here. Now this inner box is really a work of art. Out of all the Middle Eastern colognes that I've tried over the years, this probably has the nicest box. Totally black, it's made to feel like leather, although I'm thinking it's plastic on the outside of this. But look at it, very minimalistic, unassuming box here, but it's super good quality. This stuff is rock solid on the outside. Pulls off to reveal a little velvet holder for the bottle here. And this, like I said, the box is solid. It has a little bit of weight to it. I'm just super impressed with this. It's minimalist. It's not too flamboyant like you get with a lot of Middle Eastern houses. Latafa. But no. This one is extremely classy. Very, very good quality box here. I think the inner box has been a very good indication as to the general quality of the bottle, the presentation, and, you know, the scent itself, which I'll get to in a minute. But look at this bottle. It's made to look kind of like a gemstone, I'm assuming, but it has the smoothed out corners. Very interesting, very heavy bottle, even though this is only the 50 ml bottle, made of glass, quite a heavy bottle. The cap is heavy. The cap on the outside, I think it's made of glass. Pretty sure it's made of glass. This cap is just phenomenally made. It's got a little bit of heft to it. It's not a hollow cap. And on the top, it has what looks like a black gemstone. Maybe it's trying to go for that obsidian or maybe black onyx look. Pretty sure the gem on top is plastic, but hey, just the look of this bottle is absolutely fantastic, and the quality of it, heavy, nice, really classy, minimalist bottle here. And of course on the bottom here, I forgot to mention the batch code number. You can see the batch code right there. Now my favorite part. Phenomenal atomizer. Amazing, very strong as well. Very interesting, even from the very first spray. So the notes that I detect are, in the top I definitely get some cardamom, lavender, and bergamot. In the mid I get some rose and some elemi resin. And in the dry down I get some amber, guaiac wood, some sandalwood, and vanilla. So in the opening here, we're gonna be blasted with that cardamom, lavender, and bergamot. So it's gonna be very spicy, very sweet and warm, but also a little bit aromatic because of that lavender and the bergamot. The cardamom is going to give it a warm spice, very nice. It's a little bit sweet, but not overly sweet. It's not gourmand or anything, at least not right in the top. And that's mixed with some lavender, but the lavender in this is very concentrated. It reminds me a little bit of Tom Ford's Beau de Jour, where lavender extract is the main note there, and I definitely get a similar vibe in this one. I think it's lavender extract that's being used because it smells like a very concentrated, very spicy lavender, very complex lavender note in this. I can tell right off the bat this is very well blended. And in the beginning we get a little bit of that bergamot, but instead of giving it a freshness, which bergamot tends to do in a lot of fragrances, this more so just gives it a kind of sweet citrus, a little bit bitter sweet citrus going on. It's not the typical fresh bergamot blast that we get in a lot of Western fragrances, for example. This does bergamot in a different way, and it's just amazing. So I gotta say here in the mid, the mixture of the rose and the elemi might be a little bit off-putting because the rose is very jammy, it's very sweet, it's floral, and that right there might turn some people off, but it's paired with a little bit of elemi. So the elemi is very camphoric. It almost has a cooling kind of effect. It smells maybe a little bit minty, definitely resinous. So that mixed with the jammy floral rose can kind of give this a very interesting accord, let's say. I've heard some people liken it to the smell of body odor. Some others have said that it smells somewhat like beer. And you know, I don't necessarily agree with either of those observations, but I can definitely feel the animalic quality that starts in the mid here. And to me, it smells like that combination of rose and camphoric resinous elemi. So, not gonna be for everybody, but that interesting, let's say, accord from the rose and the elemi doesn't last. So the dry down here is all about the amber, guaiac wood, and vanilla to my nose. So the amber is gonna give it a sweet, resinous type of vibe, also with a little bit of powderiness in there, mixed with some woody, smoky guaiac wood. Gives it kind of like just a smoky wood kind of accord going on. Very, very nice, very sexy. And there's a big dose of vanilla as well. So it starts to get really sweet in the dry down here. And those notes are also accompanied by some creamy, a little bit musky sandalwood in the bottom. So all in all, in the bottom, it's spicy, sweet, a little bit resinous, definitely smoky, woody, and you know, sweet. I'll say it again, it definitely is very sweet in the dry down here. So all in all, we have a very spicy, sweet, woody, a little bit smoky and ambery fragrance here. Very complex. There's a lot going on in this fragrance here. It's not going to be for everybody, like I said, especially those two notes in the mid part, the rose and the elemi resin combined, can be a little bit shocking, I think, to some people. Now, for those experienced collectors out there, that's not going to bother you any. But for a beginner to go off and smell this, I think a lot of beginners would be a little bit put off by this. But hey, the rest of this fragrance here is simply phenomenal. And you know what? It reminds me a lot of Tom Ford Noir Extreme. So the very first time I smelled this, I immediately thought, okay, it smells like Tom Ford's Noir Extreme Parfum version. That and the original Noir Extreme are known for being spicy, sweet gourmands. Now, the DNAs are definitely similar, but there's two things I want to mention. First of all, the original Noir Extreme came out in 2015, but the original Amber Wood by Ajmal, which is the older brother of this one, came out in 2014. So the whole Amber Wood / Noir Extreme DNA really started with Amber Wood back in 2014. And later on in 2020, this one, Amber Wood Noir, came out 2 years before Tom Ford's Noir Extreme Parfum in 2022. I'm not saying Tom Ford cloned this DNA, but this one came before. But again, not exactly the same here. They're not identical, but they share similar DNA. This one though definitely has a distinction. It differentiates itself. It goes off in its own way. It's oriental, it's more spicy. It's got that woody smokiness going on. It is a phenomenal scent here. I really just can't believe this is not talked about more. Now, a lot of times when people think of Ajmal, they think of lower quality clones of things like Dior Sauvage. Zeal, for example, is a clone of Dior Sauvage. Maybe not the best quality, pretty synthetic, but this offering here, it's just on a different level compared to a lot of fragrances out there, honestly. I'm talking Western designers, even a lot of Western niche out there. This one can easily rival a lot of niches that I've smelled. Very, very good quality, very unique DNA, very sensual, very dark, very intriguing DNA here. And it has some really interesting characteristics to it, like that combination of rose and the elemi resin. I've never smelled that before. Like I said, could be off-putting to a lot of beginners, but you know, for somebody who loves fragrances, who isn't afraid to like go off the beaten path a little bit, I think they'd really, really enjoy something like this. Very high quality. This is from Ajmal's W line. They have several other offerings from this line. They have several other lines as well that are just super high quality. In the Middle East and a lot of Eastern countries, Ajmal is known for having a lot of really good quality fragrances. Of course, they have these lower quality clones, but you know, like Rasasi, like Al Haramain, Ajmal has some really, really good quality fragrances that are more marketed towards Eastern societies. So, I mean, I feel like if this was more widely marketed in the Western world, there would be a huge demand for this, and I just can't believe it's not talked about more. It's spicy, it's dark, it's a little bit smoky, a little bit woody, but it's definitely sweet at the same time. And I think, you know, this is pretty unisex. I guess if you twisted my arm and forced me to make a decision, I think it would lean slightly masculine, but definitely there's a lot of women who could wear this very, very well. I think it would smell great on pretty much any woman out there. Also smells great on guys. This one really, it's very opulent. It makes itself known. I think if you wear a fancy outfit, a classy outfit, this is just going to enhance your overall appearance. It's going to enhance your presence in general. I'm so glad I discovered this. I discovered it by accident. Happy surprise. And you're going to pay for the quality of this. It's not a cheapie. In fact, on fragrancebuy.ca, a 100 milliliter bottle of this can go for $108 US. For my European Union audience, Royals Perfume has this for 120 euros for 100 milliliters. So both here in Europe and in the United States, this is still less expensive than Tom Ford Noir Extreme, at least the Parfum version. And it just smells better, in my opinion. It's definitely stronger, lasts longer, and it's just got that oriental twist that I freaking love. Very, very good fragrance here. I think it's worth every penny. Like I alluded to just now, the performance on this is very good. You know, it's not like the projection is absolutely monstrous. It's not. You know, for the first hour and a half, I do get very solid projection, but it's the sillage. The sillage on this is monstrous. You spray this on, it's gonna hang around in the air. It's a very heavy, very substantial scent here. It just sticks around in the air wherever you go. It's gonna stick around long after you leave. And also the longevity, pretty damn good on my skin. I get about 9 hours total. So you're definitely getting the bang for your buck. And it's just a phenomenal scent, very sensual, very warm, a little bit, honestly, a little bit challenging, but in an interesting way, not necessarily in an overtly offensive way. Although, you know, like I said, I don't recommend this for beginners. So it goes without saying, this might not be the most versatile fragrance out there. I don't think I'd wear it to the office. It's definitely too sexy, too dark, too intriguing, too spicy for that, let's say. But you know, outdoor dates perhaps in the winter, in the fall, I think it would be a good opportunity to wear this one. Honestly, I'd consider wearing this to the club if you really want to make a statement. I think this would be an interesting one to wear to the club. Definitely not in the office, but hey, if you know what Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum smells like, you already pretty much know what this one smells like, but this one has just a little bit more to offer, both in terms of performance, yeah, but also the scent profile. Like I said, this is definitely, it's unique. It's kind of similar to Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum, but it has a definite oriental twist to it. Phenomenal fragrance. Check this out, guys. It's been a pleasure to review this one with you guys. And until next time, keep it real.